But let's talk about the game, man. I got one last question for you here. There's been a lot of controversy with the release of MK1. Can you list off some of the concerns the community has, such as gameplay, communication, balance, online, all of those factors? To give a little context, my personal issue with MK is that it always feels like the same game to me. Like MK1 feels like MK11.5. MK11 felt like MKX.5. MKX felt like MK9, but a little bit wilder. The system mechanics, for some reason, MK don't feel as drastic as the switch ups from Street Fighter 4 to 5 to 6. It feels like it's the same game. I don't know what it is, bro. Can you please enlighten me about that? It literally feels like it's the same game, but a little bit of an update. What's going on, and what are some of the issues that you're noticing and the community's noticing right now?
I think your issues with the game are definitely not the issues. I think that's your opinion. But as far as
That's definitely an opinion.
as
That's
far,
more
as far as like
opinionated for sure.
MK9, MKX feeling like MK9.5, I think that's cap. I think the mechanics in each game have been drastically different, and they have made the
Okay.
game super. I think being an NRS player is one of the hardest things. I think being NRS, this is gonna be a hot take. It's gonna be a
Let's
hot
get
take.
it.
I think being
Do
an
it.
NRS player is underratedly hard, and people don't know how hard it is to be an NRS player and stay on top when your game changes so much every 2 years. Think about it. We went from MK to Injustice to MK to Injustice, like every 2 years. Street Fighter
Oh
5.
man, I wanna bite back right now,
Hey,
bro.
listen,
I
listen.
don't know
Keep
about
it.
that
Hey,
one.
hey,
For
wait, just hot
Street
take.
Fighter,
Let me get my take.
hot take. Look, go take your take. Take your
Okay,
take.
so MK, we've had 4 NRS games in the span of one of your games. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Imagine a Street Fighter player is like, man, I could be better. You got MKX, comes in MKX, and then they like get smoked, leave, and come back, and they're like, okay, now I'm ready to dedicate to MKX. It's like, sorry, buddy, we're on Injustice 2 now. You're gonna start over and learn again. Like, I know
Mhm.
whatever progress you made in MKX, it doesn't matter. We're in Injustice 2 now. And then they try
Mhm.
Injustice 2, and they're like, man, maybe later, and then they come back. Sorry, bro, we're on MK11. Like,
Mhm.
you can't just like take.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that the learning of mechanics is like very, very fast
Yeah,
for you guys. You have
exactly.
to
And the
learn the
mechanics are
meta very
different, bro. It is
quickly.
not the same game. In MK1, there wasn't even a fucking breaker in MK11. We had breaker in MK1 again. Like breaker wasn't even MK11. They had breakaway. It wasn't the same thing. It was a whole different thing. We had way more defensive options in MK11 than MKX and 1 and Injustice 2 and MK11 had the most defensive options of any NRS game. Injustice 1 had you couldn't even delay wake up in Injustice 1. Like there was no delay. Injustice 1 introduced traits. There was no such thing as a trait until Injustice came out. And then MK has been notorious for the block button. Injustice doesn't have a block button. So we had to learn. For us NRS players, we had to learn how to.
Oh no, not a block button. Oh god.
Yeah,
No
but people
block.
struggle to learn how to utilize the block button. Like people who don't
Oh
play block button
man.
games, they get on an NRS game and they're like, I can't move. It's like, no, bro, you have to.
I can't move, bro. I can't move. It's the
Exactly.
block
Because you're
button.
used to moving while defending. You're
Yes.
used to just holding back, and it's like, damn, I could cover both. I could cover mids and block. Like I could walk back and try to catch a whiff at the same time. It's like when you're when you're in a NRS player, you have to create whiffs. You can't just walk back. Like, no, you have to dash block. You have to, you have to in order to make movement happen. Movement is more skilled in NRS than it is in Street Fighter. Street Fighter is just walking and creating. Doesn't mean that anybody could just go in Street Fighter and just have godlike
Oh,
footsteps.
of course, of course. It's so funny how you always feel the need to be able to like that doesn't mean this, and it's because we live in a world that's
People are
so
defensive.
so defensive and so
People are like, "Oh my god,
offended.
he
Or
thinks
is
Street
that
Fighter's
exactly what
easy.
you-
All right, go beat
Oh.
Angry Bird." Like, all right, bro.
Bring
like,
out the
nobody said
pitchforks.
that.
Bring out the pitchforks. You know, like it's all right.
Yeah,
It's all
it's a
right.
difference of it's a different game. Like,
I know what you mean.
it's
Yeah.
a different game, bro. Like, I saw Dialogue, who's an NRS player. He hasn't really made the crazy. He's on the come up, but Dialogue is a dude who doesn't even have. Street Fighter 6 is his first game. Like Street Fighter, like he never grinded. He barely grinded Street Fighter. Like he's an NRS player, bro. He just went to Evo to play Street Fighter because he was kind of playing it on the side. And this fool beats nephew and eliminates nephew and beats Sheehan. Like what? Dialogue beat Sheehan and nephew, and these fools grind. Like, well, Street Fighter 6 is its own demon though. Like that's people.
It is. So we'll definitely talk about
It's
that.
own demon. But as far as
Yeah.
but you have to think like,
But tell me,
the games are
like,
just
what's-
different. Listen, the games are just different though. Like, so every game, like think about it. I think it's more impressive to be good at MK9 X. So when did Street Fighter 6 come out? 2015, 16. Street Fighter 5 came out in 2016.
2016.
It
2016.
ended in 2023.
Yeah.
I think it's more impressive if you were a top player in MKX, Street Fighter, no, if you were impressive at MKX in Injustice 2, MK11, we've had 3 NRS titles. If you were elite, it just sucks, bro. It's all perspective too, because obviously the next argument is Street Fighter is more global than MK.
I was literally waiting for you to
But
get done spewing that hot garbage so I could literally tell you how
it's all perspective.
fucking hard it is to be a top
Okay,
player.
I
in
guess
Street
it's not
Fighter,
hard
because
dirt.
the
It's
whole
not
world,
okay. It's not hard
the
dirt.
whole-
It's just hard
yeah.
in a different way. It's like a different way of being hard, you know?
I can 100% see.
It's just
what you mean by
different. It's not hard dirt. Street Fighter,
iterations.
you're fighting dudes like, bro, fucking Uma.
I'm sorry, bro. Nobody will be able to convince me otherwise. Street Fighter is the hardest competition, period, in any fighting game, period. We literally fight against the entire world. We are dealing with everybody.
No, I get you.
Game. And there's more pools of
But
insane
but
killers.
at
Like,
least
y'all don't have Japanese killers. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
y'all
but-
don't have Japanese killers.
bro,
You only have,
we have a lot of regions though, bro.
you do got a lot of regions, but you haven't tasted the Japanese killers.
Ah, you're a Japanese
like-
fanboy too.
It's not just being a
If you haven't
fanboy,
fought a
it's more
Japanese
so of,
player,
like,
oh, you haven't played fighting games. Like,
but the reality is that you haven't, because here's the thing.
there is
Here's the thing.
Japanese
Mike,
MK players. I fought a Japanese MK player.
I'm not saying like
Like, I know
I'm
when
not
they're all
saying that
grinding.
you're not
it,
better.
I get it.
Well, I'm saying that like when there is a thriving,
Yeah.
healthy Japanese community,
I get you.
you're going to have a run for your money in these tournaments as well. Like you
No, I get you, yeah.
can't. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Like,
get
you're-
you. Just
when you
Asia
sit
in
next to
general.
a Japanese guy, yeah, or just an Asian
Yeah, Asia
player.
in general. I don't even know if MK is like sold in Asia as a whole. I don't know.
I don't think it is. And I'm not trying to come off
Th-
anyway
there
by
is
saying that, but like
I know there was like a Chinese. There's some Chinese and Japanese MK players that
Yeah.
got the game somehow. Like, they just
Mhm.
love MK and they just decided to finesse that shit. And like, of course, I can't like. They're just one or a couple of people. They're not a whole community.
it's just having more regions. I'm not even just trying to.
I know,
like,
but
talk about the
the
Japanese.
real thing is the real. If we're being honest,
Yeah.
people are more focused on Japan being the region that can't play MK than any other region. Like, it's not like we're gonna be like, man, freaking I'm trying to think of a region that nobody
Well,
knows.
no,
I don't know.
no. I mean, like, think about like Korea, for example. Like think about
I get you.
Korea, the Koreans, the Chinese.
I know
the,
there's some
you know-
killers in hella Asian regions. Like, they're nasty.
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
grand
for sure.
finals for Capcom Cup was Taiwan versus Hong Kong. Like, it was.
But I see what you're saying. I completely can understand.
My words were
the-
wrong by saying harder. That was just pride. Like, I just love MK, and you just want to just wish it was harder. Like.
Okay, so when it comes to the game though, like when it comes to the game, what the hell is going on with MK1 right now? I'm sorry, bro. I bought the game for $110 on PC. It was hot garbage. It was actually hot
I mean,
garbage.
the
like
game-
the game didn't work. The game didn't
for some
work.
reason,
There was no
NRS,
crossplay.
They don't prioritize like PC as like they always come out. The PC versions of MKs are always not good. Like, nobody.
And it even just
it's like
PC,
they
bro,
hope
like-
they don't really appeal to the PC community. I don't know why. Like, the games always come out buggy. They always come out weird. Like, the game is like designed to be played on console or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and
But I was just wishing, like, from a Street Fighter player perspective, like, I'm trying to get into your community.
it's different
with this
too,
game,
exactly,
it's
because
like,
your
why-
games
why
are
is
best
there-
perform on PC.
Yeah. It's not even just the PC though. Like, I'm talking about, like, I guess, there was a video that we had done where you were trying to teach me the game as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the gameplay isn't attractive enough for me to really want to compete in MK. I don't know what it is. Like, I felt like when I watched MKX, that game was so fun to watch and to play. I played a little bit of MKX as well. But I guess my issue has been, like, why do you guys not have money in it? And that would be the only reason why I would put any time into MK, because I'm so focused on Street Fighter, was to get a little bit of money out of it. But it's also because I love the lore of MK and I have so many homies in MK and I want to be able to play with you guys as well and have a good time with the boys. But, like, what's up with the communication? What's up with the money? What's going on with the with this game right now?
I mean, as far as like the money and shit, that's all back end stuff that I have no part in explaining. I don't know why they don't have money, but like that's beyond us. You guys realize like Mortal Kombat's owned by like Street Fighter's owned by Capcom. NetherRealm is owned by fucking Warner Brothers. Like Warner Brothers
They,
is
you think
beyond.
they got more money?
That's what I'm saying. They got more money, but like they're more corporate. So it's like that's stuff we don't like. That's where you start getting into Illuminati type money. Like we're not. This is
Mm.
money that we don't know comes from. We don't have any say. We're not even people to those people. Like us complaining about the 1% of people in the freaking not even one. Like I don't even know what percentage of the FGC makes up the entire 100% that buy the game. You know, like if like this tiny ass community is complaining that there's not enough money in it, but 99% of people don't really care that much, and you already got them to buy the game. What incentive do they feel to put out more money? It's like I could understand it from a business perspective, but we just are salty because we know they got the money to give,
Hmm.
but we can't do anything because it's like trying to beg a millionaire for $1, like, and you got nothing to give them. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't feel like the relationship that you talked about earlier, that symbiotic where I benefit, you benefit. It just
exactly. It's
seems
just
like,
it's just we want it because we just feel like
yeah.
I feel like we deserve it
I
though
think
because we're diehard fans though. Like
yes, yes, yes,
we're
yes.
over
I don't
here,
think
like,
they understand the level of sacrifice and commitment you have to give
especially
in
as a
order to
competitor.
even be this good.
And there's
Yeah,
people who buy
yeah.
your games just because they watch the tournaments. Like we are as a competition, even though we are a small percentage of the people who buy MK, we are putting money in their pockets. There's people who buy MK because they want to be the next Sonic Fox. They want to be the
Yes.
next NSK. Like we can't discredit that pro players they aren't benefiting Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is benefiting from the FGC.
100%, 100%. Because who wants to watch a tournament of a game where
They
it's
just want to
just bums
benefit
playing?
exactly. They just want to benefit without really putting much out besides the game.
Yeah.
They want to put out the game and then reap the sales, but like but they'll give us like a pot. It's not like we don't have a pot, but it's not like Street Fighters,
It ain't anything crazy. Yeah, that's why I'm happy to see your content doing so good, and you got like almost 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. You're about to break that 100,000 probably by the end of the year. And I do have one other thing to mention about MK that's bothered me more so than the games feeling like each other. I I wish
Bro, you got
MK
the
had.
worst take on MK out of any Street Fighter
Nah,
player.
nah,
Yeah.
come on, man. They all feel like
I've had Mena
look.
RD say
That's
he
my
loves.
opinion.
I've heard Mena say he likes MK. I've heard Punk say he likes MK. Like
Yeah.
there's people who like MK that play Street Fighter, that are high
Yeah,
level
yeah,
Street
yeah.
Fighter players. It's like, damn,
Mhm.
out of all the people who just shit on MK from Street Fighter, the good ones think they like it actually. I'm like, what, like because there's like mediocre Street Fighter players who shit on MK. It's like, bro, wash you in that shit.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not even trying to like shit on it. I'm because I
No,
love
you're giving your
watching you
opinion. You're
guys
just giving your
play.
opinion.
I'm
That's what I'm
saying
saying.
my
I think your
opinion when I
opinion it
play
comes
it.
from like Chris T's opinion, not like from a
Yeah.
Street Fighter player's perspective.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. It's just to me always felt
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's just the
I agree
same
with you
type
though,
of,
as far as like
like
the
button
essence.
button. Yeah, it's like you whiff three normals for you to be able to whiff punish somebody. Like because if you try to whiff punish the first button, there's two other buttons that are following it, or like the famous one for me is like
Bro,
you
that
do a
is your
button that's
Street Fighter
negative.
perspective.
I know, I know, I know, I know. I'm saying it's personal as well. But like the one thing that I absolutely will stand on until I die is that MK has the worst teching system I've ever seen in a fighting
Street
game.
Fighter is just
To
straight guess.
to have to guess
Nah, bro. Street Fighter is
on
just as much of a guess.
no,
Okay, think
no.
about this. I know teching sucks, but I seen more people tech throws in MK than Street Fighter. Like I see niggas get shimmied endlessly in that game. Like I either see people get
I
shimmied
think
endlessly.
teching is easier. I think teching is I
Yeah, but
think
since it's
teching
easier,
is
I think it's more skill in teching in MK than Street Fighter.
you literally have to guess, is he gonna throw me in the corner or is he
Hey,
gonna
but
throw me in
okay,
the
hear me
opposite
out. Hear me
direction?
out.
That is absolutely
Hear me out. Hear
insane.
me out. Hear me out.
All right, I'm listening.
Because all right, hear me out. I might change your perspective on this. I might at least give you more perspective on it than you already have, and then you might think
Let
about
me
it
get
different.
that. Let me
Because
see the
right now you're
perspective.
thinking like, this is just dumb. If I know he's gonna throw, I should be able to tech it. Like.
Yes, yes, exactly.
But in Street Fighter, it's so easy that it tempts you to just do it. And like you're like, I just feel like he's gonna throw here and you get shimmied. You know, it's like,
Okay, and then you die for it though.
yeah, you die, but you could die from throwing an MK. I hate grabbing people in MK. You think grabs are
Yeah, but I'm
overpowered in
saying
MK?
when you're on the defensive perspective, like what I'm saying is you could tech a
No, but
throw,
think
but you
about it.
could
I think
tech
there's
the
more.
wrong
I
way
no, no,
in
no. I know.
MK.
But there's more. There's more. I think there's more depth. You know how there's like more depth. There's more depth to teching in MK than there is to in Street Fighter.
There is, but sometimes depth doesn't necessarily mean better.
No, I didn't say better. I said
Mm.
more.
There
There's
is
more.
more depth, but
I said there's
it's
more skill to teching throws in MK.
no,
And
I don't know about
there's
that
more
one. I just
depth,
feel like
bro. There
it's
is skill because there's a whole nother layer. It's like, is he gonna throw me backwards right here? And then you have to like, it's like if you're in the corner, if you got your opponent in the corner and he lands a poke on hit and he goes for the throw, and you're like, I mean, I'm just gonna tech back every time because in theory I'd rather him throw me forward than backwards.
correct.
In Street Fighter, it's like I just got to worry about teching, period. You know, but because of that extra layer, you're having to just think more about that one decision. And if you're playing a dude who sucks and just throws you the most conventional way possible, you're gonna take every throw.
Man,
Because but think about it, you can react to throws in MK. You can't react to Street
yeah,
Fighter.
you can
You
you can react to throws. Yes, that's one good thing about it.
That's what
But
I'm saying. But
I
I
just
think
wish that it
you,
just didn't have that.
you just wish it wasn't a guess. But
Yeah, man.
but
Like
you
if I
might as well
want to, if I'm
complain
gonna
about
tech,
Tekken too. You know, because
no, Tekken, you can see the
Tekken, you could.
arm.
I know, but there are throws where you can't tell. Like I think the 1+2 grabs, like it's.
Yeah,
eh,
motherfuckers are
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying, bro. So like, you're just salty that it ain't Street Fighter Tekken window.
I am salty. I am salty.
just
But
wish
I'm more salty. The most thing that I'm salty about in
Injustice
MK,
2. Okay, what are you gonna say about Injustice 2?
I
Injustice
don't know
2.
about
Injustice 2
no.
had the same tech. You're saying, are you
Yeah,
talking about MK or NRS games?
MK.
Okay, okay. Because I was playing
MK,
Injustice 2.
because
You
I
had
don't
to tech with
remember
the throw
Injustice
button.
2 having that. Yeah,
Y-
Injustice 2 was teching with the throw button.
You had
I played
and,
Injustice 2
and
just
niggas
a
were
little
getting
bit.
and niggas were getting shimmied endlessly in that bitch. Like,
Okay, but explain this to me.
I guess there
Okay.
is a discipline in taking the throw though. Like, there is a discipline. Like, if you're fighting a dude who just loves Tekken, you can exploit that. But I get it. Go ahead.
Okay, explain this to me. This is the last thing I want to leave off with. This is my biggest problem with MK.
Yo,
Everything that I've said so
shit,
far,
you got a lot of problems,
I
Nick.
I just want to say this. I love MK. I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. It was a huge part of my life growing up. And I only want MK to succeed. If you guys are eating, if you guys are happy, I'm happy about that. I genuinely have love for the people that I've met in the NRS community. My only problem, my biggest problem, is what happened to the darkness of Mortal Kombat. What happened to the essence, that evilness of Mortal Kombat? That thing that really attracted me in Mortal Kombat 3 and the Mortal Kombat 4 and other Mortal Kombat games as well. I feel like it's kind of straight away after MKX, that grittiness of Mortal Kombat has not felt the same. It just feels like a lighter game. Obviously, there's fatalities and blood and whatnot, but there was something nasty about MKX, bro. Just the gritty darkness of it. What do you think from your perspective?
I mean, honestly, as far as from that perspective, and that's just from pure MK fan perspective, like I wish it would go back to the dark essence because that is what I grew
Mm,
up on. You know,
yeah,
that's like
yeah,
nostalgic right there. You know, the
yeah,
whole darkness, like caves and torches only lighting the caves. Like there's no light
yes,
in the
yes,
caves but torches and shit. Like,
yes.
I mean, from that aspect, I wish it was more dark, and that's what gave it like its almost its
Uniqueness,
theme.
its spirit,
Yeah.
its own identity.
Yeah, 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 and, it just I just don't know, like, if you're asking me what's my opinion on that, I agree. I don't know what else to say.
You wanted to go back to
I
that.
wish it was more dark and stuff, but, I mean, it's still I don't know, man. There's so many combinations, like, we're
There
getting
is.
older, the technology's advancing, NRS is more
You can
likely
make
to
a dark and you can make a dark advanced technological
I
thing.
guess.
I don't know.
I think they could.
I'm
I just don't yeah, I don't know.
I hope they do. How about that? I
Yeah, I
hope
mean, I hope they
that
do too.
they yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I love MK, and as far as MK1, I mean, it's better than MK11 to me. So
that's good. I'm happy that you enjoyed
I
that
at
then.
least like the game more than that game. So that's me giving its flowers immediately. I had nothing positive to say about MK11, but what it brought me. You know, other than what it brought me monetarily. Is that the right way to say? Yeah, what it brought me monetarily, and the fan base and like the memories. I cherish that. I made a lot of memories in MK11. MK11 has contributed to a lot of like where I am now, but that game itself was trash though. And I love MK, but see, this is where it's about to get real, right? I'm a real person. Like I don't hide shit. Like I feel like I would literally not be playing. I would be playing some other fighting game, honestly, if my freaking cult fan base wasn't in MK. You know, that's where I'm at.
Mm,
It sucks to
mm.
say I built my fan base around MK so hard that it's hard to transition out of it. Rewind, why don't you
Yeah,
play
you're
Street
right.
Fighter? Oh, well, because my fucking YouTube videos don't get no views. My
Yeah,
my Twitch won't pull in the same numbers. Am I
yeah.
willing to lose money to hopefully gain it competition wise? It's like
Nah, nah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like my fan base is in MK, so it's hard to stray away from it. And my freaking fans, there's some people who won't watch me if I play that shit. There's some
No,
people
I feel
I,
you.
I might
Same
gain more
here.
fans though, new fans, but
Yeah.
it's hard. It's like you have
And
to.
the thing is, bro, is like you're an amazing Street Fighter player as well. Like in the short amount of time that you started learning Street Fighter 6, you were leveling up so fast, and you were the main reason as to why I beat Punk in Street Fighter League US, because I practiced against your Cammy, and you don't even play the game, but your footsies and your knowledge of fighting games as is at such an elevated level to where I was able to learn how to fight against that character, even though we played for a short amount of time. Like I literally did not run into any Cammies. It was only you that I would hit up to play. So it's not like you don't even have the skills to be able to get godlike in Street Fighter. I actually took some things from you while you played Ken from my Ken. Like I literally took things that you did with your movement and I started applying it in my gameplay as well. So you have the skills to be able to be a Street Fighter player as well, or any fighting game at this point, because you're so well skilled in MK. But it's definitely a matter of like the views, the money, the ability to
It's
do
deep. It's
what you
deep.
got to
It
do. It's
really is
deep. It
because
goes
it is
really
coming
deep,
from
man.
a grown man perspective of a dude who got bills. Like at the end of the day, I got
Yes,
bills, and like
yes.
I could fuck around and play MK and hope to get godlike and get the million, whatever. And I probably could have a good shot if I dedicate, but I have to commit. That's the thing about Street Fighter and Tekken. You got to commit. You can't like half-ass play Street Fighter and Tekken and like be Punk and Mena and Angry Bird and Big Bird. None of those guys are playing MK on the side. You know,
Yep, yep.
all these guys are just playing Street Fighter, bro. Like, I don't see a whole lot of Street Fighters playing shit else. But at the end of the day, what motivation is there to play anything else? There's not much. You know,
There isn't.
I have a lot of temptation to go try other games. Like, oh, there's a lot of money in that. Oh, I have a lot of friends in that game. Oh, like I could probably, But for me, it's like, man, like when I upload videos, like the views aren't the same. Like my fans, like I don't want my fans to call me a sellout. It's all that type of shit. It's like,
No, I feel you. I feel you.
and and a big reason too, another big reason is, bro, I'm sponsored by Knights Gaming. Shout out Knights. Like they signed me to be a content creator and Mortal Kombat player. They didn't sign me to be a Street Fighter player. So if I'm fucking around on Street Fighter, I'm gonna feel like I'm actually doing them a disservice because they signed me to be the best MK player I could possibly be. So if I'm sitting here playing Street Fighter, I feel like I'm like trolling kind of, as an employee. You feel me?
Of course. Yeah, you want to be able
That's
to
like me working for
show
Amazon
them
and
the
I'm
work
over here
ethic.
delivering UPS packages. Like,
Hmm.
you know,